Grasso looked sharp. And she made Shevchenko switch up her game plan a little bit. And the biggest factor in that is that she came out, normally orthodox, she came out southpaw. So now you have southpaw on southpaw. Who knows what Valentina Shevchenko was expecting, but you could tell there was a big feeling out process. And when it was a pure boxing match, who knew? Grasso was getting the best of her. Is that super surprising, AJ? Because I feel like a lot of people were shocked. Oh my God, look, she's tagging Shevchenko, da-da-da-da. But I'm like, well, we knew this, and we knew Shevchenko said, well, this is an MMA fight, so I'm going to mix it up. So what do you think?
No, it wasn't surprising to me in the fact that Alexa Grasso was able to initiate her offense. What was surprising to me was the fact that Shevchenko didn't have an answer or a game plan in order to solve the problems that were being presented to her. It seemed to me, and you can answer this one too, Derek, it seemed to be a little bit more that Shevchenko was off of her game. And credit to Alexa Grasso because she put her off of her game in order to really have the fight in favor of Grasso. And I feel like that's where the comfort level was all on Grasso's side. She was the one kind of stepping in and showed that hand, showed that, I'm going southpaw now. What are you going to do? And it seemed to be a little bit more of Valentina, like you said, filling it out. Like, oh shit, like now I don't have the strikes that I wanted. The holes are different. I need to figure this out. And it seemed to be a little bit longer of a time. And I don't know if that was necessarily Shevchenko completely off of her game or 100% because of Grasso, but it seemed to be a little bit of a kerfuffle, if you will. What do you think, Derek?
Well, some would argue that Alexa Grasso was just faster, right? And Shevchenko was having a little bit of a hard time dealing with that speed. And she's 35 years old, man. So some are arguing, oh, she's slowing down. Is this the end of Shevchenko? I think that when you get to this point in your career where, okay, these young bucks, these Alexa Grassos, they're coming out, they're sharp, they're quick, they're motivated, right? Yeah, you might start losing the speed battle, but through and through in that fight, if that fight would have continued the way that it was going into round 5, did you have any doubt that Shevchenko was going to win the fight?
A little, man, a little. Grasso looked sharp, and would it have been a point victory? Yeah, Shevchenko all day long. But there was points that Grasso was surprising me a little bit more, and it just seemed like she was just on, and that's kind of, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think so, man. In my eyes, the way that I was watching it, Shevchenko was getting takedown after takedown after takedown, and Grasso was getting defeated with the goddamn. I gave her another takedown, and every time that she would get there, yeah, she got back up to her feet a couple times, but 4 for 6 on takedowns for Shevchenko, man. And I just noticed that the broadcast team would make it a really big deal when she would shoot in for a takedown and get stuffed. But I'm like, yeah, but she just landed 4 other takedowns. So it's like, what do we, like, you know what I mean? I really do think that the perception of Valentina Shevchenko at this point is if she looks human whatsoever, it's the biggest knocks on her. Like, she doesn't get the same shake as another person does. And rightfully so. You've been a dominant champion. So Alexa Grasso, she capitalizes on a patented trademark move of Shevchenko, a spinning back kick. And this right here, AJ, I think is a testament to Alexa Grasso. On the other hand, let's not forget, she also does commentary work, right? So she's an analyst of mixed martial arts. But when you have so much film on you and you have so many documented history of your tendencies, she knew as soon as that kick came, take the back, baby. And then everybody said, stop throwing spinning shit. But that's Shevchenko's specialty, man. You know what I mean? She throws spinning back fist, you're not going to complain. But the spinning kick, now all of a sudden it's a problem. My biggest issue here is that Shevchenko celebrating her 30th year anniversary as a martial artist, when she got her back taken and an arm wrapped around her neck, she did 0 hand fighting. That's what surprised me, man. That's what lost her the fight. She got both hooks put in, and when her arm was around her neck, her hands were out as a base as opposed to immediately fighting. So Alexa Grasso, who I do not think is a highly touted jiu-jitsu, like in terms of her experience, I don't think she's like super high level. She did what she needed to do, man. She choked her, punch him in the face, take the back, and then put him to sleep. And that's what she did. And no, Viva la Mexico, man. First female Mexican champion in UFC history. We got La Pantera, we got Yair Rodriguez, we got Alexa Grasso, and then we have Brandon Moreno, right? Assassin Baby. So through and through, man, do you feel, I just tried to give a logical, reasonable evaluation of what's at stake. Do you think that I'm looking at it in the wrong lens? Is this truly, all right, Shevchenko out, Grasso in, come on, in with the new, out with the old? What you think?
No, I do think you're looking at it the correct way. This isn't necessarily, even though it is a changing of guard, I don't think it's going to be a changing of guard for that long. This might be the loss that Shevchenko needs to be that heel that I was talking about before. But it is also a nice time for Shevchenko to really let everybody else know that she is human. So now we can kind of get back to seeing how good she actually is. Because for a long time, Derek, she was so untouchable that, like you said, any little chink in the armor, oh no, like it was just it was a big deal. So now I'm excited to see where this goes, because it's almost like a reinvigoration of the division, and hell of a fight for Grasso, man.
Well, that's what's interesting. That's what Shevchenko said. She was like, well, at least now there's a little movement in this division. I hope they're going to be motivated, and I hope this gets them ready, because I'm coming right back and I'm taking my belt back, right? So I just want to ask you this, and then we'll move on. Plus 2,500 submission prop for Alexa Grasso. Nobody thought it was possible. Everybody wrote her off. Who do you think made out like a bandit with that plus 2,500 submission prop, bro? I mean, come on. What are you thinking?
Derek, I don't even think there may have been one solo person, so much so Verdict didn't put out a bet number. Nobody put out a bet. Like, there wasn't anything on Twitter that anybody bet the plus 2,500 submission. I definitely wasn't calling for it. I don't think anybody was, Derek. Did you see any news about anybody calling it? Did you just look it up?
No, but I just looked up right now on Tapology, and you know how they do the predictions, right? 93% of people picked Shevchenko to win, right? So only 7% of the voters, of the 5,700 voters, picked Grasso to win. 20% of that 7%, which is, I can't even do that math, picked her to win via submission. So it was the slimmest margin right there. You got to hand it to her, man. Over and under on title defenses here. AJ, my over is 0.5, 1. Over, under.
Under.
Under. Sorry. All right, man. Well, I love the moment, man. I love the storyline here, but I do think Shevchenko is slated for a smash spot when she comes back.